Top 5 Most Brutal Viking Battles in History. They came from the sea. They fought without mercy, and when the dust settled, the ground was soaked in blood. These weren't just raids, they were battles that shaped nations, where axes shattered skulls, kings fell, and legends were born. Welcome back to the Viking Historian. Today we count down the top 5 most brutal Viking battles in history, where every victory came at a terrible cost. Let the horns sound. The war begins now. Number 5, the Sack of Lindisfarne, 793 AD, the attack that started it all. It wasn't a battle, it was a massacre. In 793 AD, Viking longships appeared off the coast of Lindisfarne, a peaceful Christian monastery in England. They stormed ashore, killed monks, burned the church, stole gold, relics, and slaves. A terrified monk wrote, "Never before has such terror appeared in Britain." This wasn't war, it was shock and awe, and with this raid, the Viking Age had begun. Before, the Siege of Paris, 845 AD. When the Vikings humiliated the king of the Franks, a massive Viking fleet, 120 ships, 5,000 warriors, sailed up the Seine River. Led by a chieftain possibly named Ragnar, they surrounded Paris. For weeks they looted, burned, and killed. The Frankish king, Charles the Bald, refused to fight. So the Vikings did the unthinkable. They sailed through the city, looting as they went. Then they demanded a ransom, 7,000 pounds of silver. Charles paid. The Vikings left, for now. This wasn't just a victory. It was a message. No city is safe. Number 3, the Battle of Edington, 878 AD, Alfred the Great versus the Great Heathen Army. After years of Viking conquest, England was falling. But one king refused to surrender, Alfred of Wessex. After hiding in the marshes of Athelney, he gathered an army and struck back. At Edington, the two forces met. The clash was brutal. Axes met swords. Men fell by the hundreds. Alfred won, and forced Viking leader Guthrum to convert to Christianity. This battle saved Anglo-Saxon England and gave us the legend of Alfred the Great. But make no mistake, it was Viking blood that paved the way. 2. The Battle of Maldon, 991 AD, last stand of the English shield wall. The Vikings returned, this time led by Olaf Tryggvason of Norway. At Maldon, an English army stood in their way. Led by Byrhtnoth, an aging noble, they formed a shield wall on a narrow causeway. The Vikings offered peace for gold. Byrhtnoth refused. He let them cross to fight fairly. Big mistake. The Vikings overwhelmed them. Byrhtnoth was killed. His men fought to the death, chanting, "We will not flee." The English lost. But their courage became legend, recorded in one of the oldest English poems. And the Vikings? They got their 10,000 pounds of silver. Number 1. The Battle of Stamford Bridge, 1066 AD. The end of the Viking Age. In 1066, King Harald Hardrada of Norway, one of the greatest warriors in Norse history, launched a massive invasion of England. With 300 ships and 10,000 men, he crushed local forces at Fulford. Then he marched to Stamford Bridge near York. The English king, Harold Godwinson, force-marched his army 185 miles in 4 days to meet him. The battle was brutal. The Vikings fought behind a lone axeman who held the bridge, killing 40 men before being speared from below, but eventually the English broke through. Harold Hardrada was killed by an arrow to the throat. His army was annihilated. 3 weeks later, Harold Godwinson was defeated by William the Conqueror at Hastings, and with that, the Viking Age was over. These battles weren't just about conquest, they were about honor, survival, and legacy. Some Vikings fought for gold, some for glory, some just to survive, but in every clash one truth remained. To be a Viking was to live by the sword, and often to die by it. If you were shocked by the brutality of these battles, smash that like button. This video took weeks to research and produce. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. The Viking diet. What did they really eat? Ring the bell, because next time we're going from war to food. Comment below. Which Viking battle was the most brutal in your opinion? And who was the greatest Viking commander? Until next time, hold the line. Skål!